Hi, and welcome to the interview. I'm joined here by
Kyo.
and Gio. I know we've been talking a little bit already because I find it easier to get going once we've talked some. But just to get off on a pretty basic question here, how'd you get into Splatoon?
I feel like this answer is like kind of boring. Maybe not. But, like I like know. I have competitive experience in one game before, and it was like Pokemon X and Y. Like I was a huge Pokemon sweat, as you can maybe tell from my name. That's where it comes from. So I just played that a lot. So I was already playing a lot of Nintendo games, and then Platoon just had its test fire. I just decided to play the test fire. Nothing there was nothing or no one that like drew me to it. I was like, it's a free game, and I'm like 14. I have no money, so I'm going to play this. And then I liked it, and I was like, I asked my mom, she buy it for me, and then she did. That's my game. Comp is, I guess, kind of different. I don't know if you want me to say
I would love to know how you actively got into the comp scene because you've been around for as long as I can remember. But
that. So I was like the only one of my friends that played like Nintendo stuff, or at least on the Wii U. I was the only person that owned a Wii U, which is
standard Wii U owner experience.
yeah. And then because of that, I wanted to play Splatoon with people, so I just started going into streamers' chats and like playing like League and like open stuff. Or I guess it wasn't open; it was Twins back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I eventually started playing with like Prime, like June. Not really. They were my first team, but like they were like my first real team, I guess. Like my first team were just like viewers from the chat, those chats, right? Like some guy just randomly uh DM me on Twitch. I was like, "You want to make a team?" I was like, "Sure." He's like, "Add me on Discord." Like, what's that? Average 14-year-old on the internet experience.
Truly.
And then I made Discord, played on my first team. We were terrible. I left after like a month because Prime wanted to make a team, and I was like, I watch this guy stream and I play with him. I'm gonna play with the streamer team, and then that's where my comp journey started. And we won our first Ludi. I won Ludi C Div. That was like the first Ludi season ever, I think. Greatness from the start.
Yeah, I have a couple friends that have been around since like the beginning. Well, just one friend that's not K-pop that's been around since like the beginning. One friend that played in the beginning, named Cant, and
I know.
Cant's lovely. Cant's a lovely person.
He's chill. I see him at LAN all the time.
Yeah, he's fun to hang out with. We were actually the way we met was we were on a team called Inkai together with Jay and Radish.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were all on that team for like I was on that team with Jay and Radish for like a year or so. That was a fun team. That was a very fun team. Not the best team ever by any means, but fun.
I love Jay.
Jay is very fun.
Their art's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, they do incredible art. Radish also is just I'm on a team with Radish again now. But Radish is also a very good artist.
Just like top players, guys just reshuffle the same players. We've been doing this for years.
It's very funny to watch from like a person who got into comp from watching comp and now commentates it. It's very funny to be like, oh, everyone's the same, except every once in a while a new face will join. Like Volty, for example. I'm glad Volty's there. It's really cool. I like having a good Carbon player to watch. It's fun. But like it's mostly the same handful of people.
Every team is just three of the same person plus one, unless like everyone's team's disbanded. It's like, all right, maybe we should try something different.
I mean, Biscuit and Bagel were a big shakeup when they joined.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But now it's just like, well, now they've been there forever too. They're not new anymore.
Yeah, now they're 3+0, I guess, because they're playing with him right now.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly whether it was Biscuit or Bagel who did this because I wasn't paying much attention during that SAC season, but I remember that one of them started making their way through the scene through SAC back in season 1.
It was Bagel for sure.
Okay, cool. Their names are so similar. They are both bread that starts with the B. And like, I understand they're different play styles and stuff. Like, I get it while I'm watching them play. But neither of them make content or anything, so it's like, oh no.
They both have like no Twitter like persona.
Exactly.
We just like you're like, yeah, they're both on Starburst. They're both good.
You can put either of them on a team, and that team will probably get better.
Yeah.
You put both of them on the team, that's scary. But yeah.
Definitely like the best.
Yeah.
Respectively.
Yeah. So this is not a question I wrote down for you, and I apologize for that, but I'm thinking about support players now. Do you have a favorite support player from any era of Splatoon? I have a guess as to the answers, but I'd like to know.
Like playing or like watching?
Let's do both.
Okay. I hate watching the support role.
No. Valid and understandable.
The only weapons I like watching are front and like Splatly. So
that's fair.
I never watched any support gameplay. So I guess my favorite supports that I've played with though are definitely just like Bursty and Bagel because I played with both of them. Both of them are like have insane comms. They in tournament their mental is great. They always keep the team together. Like in scrims maybe not, but like it scrims like whatever. Like that's where everyone's supposed to be like critical and like it's fine to like be down or whatever. But in tournament, they both have insane mental. They both always make great plays. They're very rarely making mistakes. Like if I lose the game, I can very confidently, and I kind of like that, I guess.
Yeah.
I can very confidently be like, I probably messed something up. Like maybe they could have done more to like support, or like maybe I could have asked for more, but it's not them like leaving me out to like die or like messing something up and dying like without cooler, dying without armor. I guess and that's too.
Yeah.
They like I don't know definition textbook of perfect support play to me. Always cleaning up kills, always helping.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Bursty Bagel are definitely some of the best support players I've commentated over. I am a big fan of how Gray plays support in regards to like a commentary perspective.
Yeah.
Because every once in a while you'll just see Gray do this insane flank that in no other situation would work. But it's Gray. They were right.
Very. I haven't played with him so much or at least in this game. I've subbed for Kraken Paradise like a few times in S2, and then I think we won most every time that we played together. But like he's really hard to fight.
It seems like it.
Like he doesn't die. Like you'll beat AR, but he'll die like twice, and he's pays like 2.6K every match. I'm just like so annoying.
Yeah.
I can never make the cooler guy drop his cooler. I can never stop him painting for Volti because he's alive the entire game.
And then he'll get a random triple because he noticed all his teammates were down in Rainmaker and went, well, if I flank, they're not going to expect it.
He has a great frontline brain for sure as well. Like
yeah,
on support, which I think it's kind of important.
I think it's really important.
Definitely in this game, more so than S2, you didn't need it at all. S2, you could legit armor bot on support as that's perfectly fine. But like in this game, you actually have to. Like,
you weren't supposed to play junior like a Splatoon 2? That's news to me.
No.
Really? I played junior on for 5 years of my life. Wow, shocking news. You can win more 1v1s than you would think with a junior, though.
It's annoying to fight. I won't lie. Like,
if they spam every resource they have at you, they have a chance at winning the fight.
I personally have like junior's definitely in like my top 5 least favorite weapons to fight. I think it's probably just because the stuff that I play is slow.
Probably.
Blaster and Bucket is like, okay, he's going to throw 2 bombs at me.
And then run.
Use special and throw 2 more.
Yeah. Other shooters don't tend to mind fighting juniors. Julies don't, but like I see a range blaster if I'm on a well, I don't play junior anymore. I threw it in the garbage as a treat. But when I saw a range blaster and I was on junior, I went, oh, that's a free kill. They're not going to direct me. I'm gonna
It's
throw
literally
bombs at
all
them.
I feel fighting it, and it's like it's miserable.
I don't enjoy playing against juniors these days. I I think armor was bad. I do have that opinion. I did enjoy playing armor though.
I think everyone loved having it. No one liked fighting it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just not fun. Nothing about it is particularly fun.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my kill time is lower. I'm having a great time, or my kill time is more. I'm having a great time. I love that my weapon takes an extra shot to kill.
Yeah, and I'm glad that in S3 there's nothing that's like it. And genuinely, I'm glad Big Bubbler isn't that good. I'm really glad about that. I really wanted it to not be that good, and I think it would be very annoying if it was, and I'm just forever grateful that it's pretty bad.
I was very afraid of that special. Like, I play other games and I watch other games like a lot, like Overwatch or whatever, Valorant, ever other like games, and like Dome or Shield or whatever in every other game is insanely broken.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw it in the trailer, I'm just like, bro, please don't let this be a throwable object, because if you can throw it, it's actually OP. Like, thank God you have to be like stand still to use it. It's the only thing keeping it from being like broken.
Yeah,
Like, if you can throw it to make space, it'd be.
it would be insane. And I'm glad that like obviously like tactical isn't the most exciting thing ever, but it is more fun than armor. I'll give it that. The bar's low, but they did it.
That's true. You at least have to fight sometimes before instead of jump out. Sometimes you fight.
Sometimes. And it's fun to brain dead feed with it. I enjoy that a lot personally.
Yeah.
Holding forward and open with cooler on and knowing you have QR on, no thoughts. The head the most empty it possibly can be is a good time.
That was also the start of the test fire. You just played four zap.
Nice.
Just ran it down versus people playing S3 for the first time ever.
For the first few months of S3, I was trying to convince myself that Tri-Stringer could be functional, which was coping entirely.
I I wanted it to be good.
I wanted it to be so good, and it's just so bad.
I fight it, and I'm like, yeah, I never wanted to be good, actually.
No, it would be very annoying if it was good, but also I would have the time of my life. I'm glad that Splatlinks have had a little bit of a chance to shine throughout this game, though. I didn't mind BP being meta again.
Yeah, that was my second favorite meta in this game. I think the first is pretty obvious considering what I play.
Yes.
I don't think anyone else enjoyed that, but I did.
You know? And that's how it goes sometimes. I liked Stingray. I liked Stingray meta. Does everyone else scream at me for that opinion? Absolutely, yes.
Probably.
And they're right to, but I did enjoy it. I loved being a bad S player that played Junior and Splat Charger, specifically the scope variant, and would regularly get triples with Stingray. That was funny to me because I shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have let me do that, but it did.
I don't think I was when Stinger was like so OP, like at the start when you could like sit, and not at the start after I got his buffs,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this big laser and you can sit and spawn. I wasn't like, I was good, but I wasn't like so like amazing and smart enough to like properly hate how good it was.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, yeah, this guy's raring me from spawn. But like if I like saw that today, I was like, dude, this is so unbalanced. Why are we running like three of these? Like we're literally in spawn.
No, absolutely, especially on port, because that was back when we still played like every map in the game all the time, which what a choice that was.
That that lasted entirely too long.
It did. We just kept playing Moray. I remember one of the first tournaments I ever played in, it was Moray Rainmaker, and I went, oh, okay. That's fine.
In S2, I played Moray in like 80% of the like most important competitive sets I played in that game.
Yeah, because we didn't care for some reason.
Yeah. I played it at Worlds.
I know.
Twice.
I know. You also got one of the funniest doubles I ever saw on. It was on Alliance Rogue.
Oh my god.
It was on Starfish main stage under the grates. And there was an undercover Brella, so it was during a very specific period. That was funny.
That clip, like, okay, I was already like known, but that clip like made me. I feel like
Probably.
it either made people hate me because I bagged after it, or people were like, "Oh my god, this guy's insane." Yeah,
look, a little bagging among top players should be done.
That's what I'm saying.
Give commentators something to talk about.
I think I was like the only guy bagging in tournaments back then.
You definitely were.
So
the only top player bagging in tournaments back then, for sure.
For sure. Someone definitely did it, but like
I can think of a few people from the time, mostly because I'm friends with a lot of All-Star Squad members. I don't know if you ever knew that team, but they're chill now.
It rings a bell.
I mean, CrimsonShadows from Red Sun, that was on All-Star Squad back then. Yeah, Crim's chill. Crim is one of the most interesting people I've ever met. Just fascinates me. And I mean that in a kind way. It is just... Crim is one of my closest friends. I will have an eternal bias whenever commentating over any team they're on. Crim is interesting. I'm also one of the only commentators I know of right now that has any level of EU bias, which is interesting.
That is surprising.
Well, you heard about how I got into the game of I just followed Kraken Paradise and Ghost. I didn't.
You haven't had EU bias commentator or like known for a while, because I know that, like, besides like when Matt or Dragon Leader as well used to like cast, then they were like actually be like some person who wanted EU to win. EU's just like, bro, they're so down in the. They have like the least teams like at top level, and like the common spectator opinion is just like, I want Europe to lose. It's so messed up.
It's so messed up. They already get stomped on by Nintendo by being like, you have to play within your country. Like, let them have something. Yeah.
Common Twitch chat, baby.
Genuinely. I don't know the last time I actually looked at a Twitch chat while I was watching a tournament. I purposely like hide them the entire time usually, because like
definitely a good.
Sometimes Twitch chat, all the time usually, Twitch chat is just wrong.
Yeah. I'll like watch back. Sometimes I'm just like, what are these guys talking about, man? Like, I just want to go on Twitter, like, flame like everyone, but like, it's too many people. Like, it's too many. I can't argue with this many people.
It's very fair. It's hard to argue with that many people. You can't win, even though you're right, and they're almost assuredly wrong.
So bad.
It's also very.
You'll get like the occasional rare gem of a comment that like actually like matters. Like, this guy's kind of right about something.
They have a good opinion. Let's go. Maybe we should get them on a commentary desk or something.
That's what I'm saying. Get on the catcher desk, guys.
Genuinely, Teos, there for the last like couple weeks, weeklies have been having a hard time finding enough commentators. But I think it's because the semester just started back up for everyone.
Yeah.
Usually tends to cause a bit of a hit. Yeah, but so since you've joined the scene, obviously, it has entirely changed at points.
Yeah.
Are there any changes that you've really liked seeing and any that you've really disliked seeing?
This is like a scene thing. I guess it's like a scene thing. It's so normal for people to say, so I hate bringing it up. But like the plus server stuff, not because of anything that Sendao did himself. That guy's the GOAT, the best. But I feel like some people, like a large majority of players, have turned it into I get into server, this is the end of my accomplishment.
Interesting.
Like, regardless of which level it is, it's just like, I want +3, not I want to be better at game.
Yeah.
And I don't think those two things necessarily correlate. Like they
No,
should,
but
but I
they
don't think
don't.
they do.
No, especially +3, a lot of it can very much be a popularity contest. Less so now with Sendoku. Sendoku is actually gonna help that some, which is great. Um, but especially with +3, I'd say there's a lot of, okay, I got to +3. I can be considered better than the rest of mid-level.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like
that's your
it's like
goal?
an ego flex. It's like a, or at least okay. This is maybe just like the top player speaking, but it's an ego flex, and I'm just like, bro, like, why are you like shit talking the other guy? Like,
You're the
you're not
same.
even that good. Like you're +3, bro. Like, come on, like relax. Like,
Like, be proud of the tournament accomplishments you get and stuff, but like, you can still get better. And like, it's perfectly fine if like your goal is to reach a +3 level or what is perceived as that, but the goal of being in +3 is super weird to me.
yeah, I feel like it definitely clouded like the judgment of a lot of players of instead of just like grinding to be better, it's just like grinding for X status symbol that is
Yeah.
very much not that big of a status symbol, at least to me. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I agree. The goal with me, the goal in my mind, and like I don't think I'll ever reach top player level. I have many physical problems that would get in my way. um but like it's, I just always want to improve as much as I can. My goal is just to get to be the best that I personally can be.
Yeah,
And that's something a mental I developed from doing a lot of like actual sports. um, but I think it's a pretty, I think it can be a very good one to have, especially if you know that you have some physical or mental problems that could keep you from ever getting necessarily to top level, of having the goal of, I'm just going to do the best I can. And if that's top level, that's great. And if it's not, well, I'll keep trying to get there.
be the best version of yourself.
Exactly. I don't see a reason for that not to be the goal usually. I think it's a solid one.
I think it demotivates people too much too. Like
Yeah.
stressing over the server. Like I have players, or not players. I have friends that like I don't remember what Louis Div they won, but like Div like 4 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, these guys just play. Like they like they're not like, Kyo, play with us, go. You can launch us into server, etc., etc. I was like, they just play, and I was like, these guys would probably be like, it's probably like Smurf on half of +2. They're like,
And I
just
think
play the game,
that's
guys. Play to win proof.
exactly. I think play to improve, play to have fun, play to hang out with your friends. Like, especially for non-top players, there's like, you guys don't get money from it either. But especially for the rest of us, there is negative money in Splatoon.
It's like I don't know. It's definitely like a passion thing,
Oh yeah.
but like I feel like sometimes people like especially like the mid level things make it like I don't know. It seems like they make it more than that. I'm just like, it's not that. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. The guy who's won for a very long time. It's not that. It's just passion. If you want, if you want money, I don't know. Be
Play
the
it.
next Chara.
Play it. Yeah, make content, play a different game. Those are your options. Um, as somebody who plays in mid level and probably will just be stuck there forever, and I'm pretty okay with that. Um, yeah, it's definitely. I'd say it is the least. The mental in the mid level part of the scene is just not great. The vibes
Yeah.
can be very bad. Now, obviously, if you find the right teammates, you find the right players. It's not the case, but in general, mid level
Not everyone,
vibes.
but like the loud minority is what I like to say every
Exactly.
time. Just
Exactly.
that's always how it is. The loud minority.
And it's always weird to me when they're like, we need more tournaments for specifically mid level. Like, no, we need like a good monthly that teams
Yeah,
actually
it's like
want to play in. Please.
that like didn't okay, that too as well. Like asking for I guess it's kind of valid, I guess. Right? Like it's not like
Hmm.
I don't completely I'm not like completely against the idea, but like back this is the boomer and me talking back in S1, we just played everything.
Yeah,
Like you would just
exactly.
randomly the top team in X random tournament and he just played everything and like I don't know, it was just like chill.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, it feels like and like they could like do whatever. Like you could trying, you could be like chilling, you could be like testing something out. But like nowadays with the plus servers and stuff, everything feels like an eternal battle for clout symbol.
Ugh.
I beat X team when they're having 2 subs running random weapon on X day. Twitter, give me like these guys are overrated, terrible. It's like, God, I just want to play the event, bro. Let me relax.
Exactly. And I think like, I don't know, I do think just having like a nice monthly that was an open for everybody would be, that's like one of my big wishes that the scene had. Um
Yeah.
because like our weeklies are good. They're good. I don't always want to play every week. What if I want to play in a monthly? There's a
Yeah.
difference emotionally to me.
It makes it feel
A
bigger.
little more important without being
Yeah.
too high stress because it'll happen again next month. I don't know. I definitely like I remember so when I was first joining into the scene was when like SAC was first starting to exist at all. Like season 0 SAC inaugural tournament was the first tournament I ever played. Um and like I like the idea of low level getting their own scene because I think it gets so demoralizing to play in low level and not be able to
Yeah.
see improvement.
You will just go into a tourney and
Get
because
too
you're
out.
low seeded, yeah, you're gonna fight very high seed around 1 if they don't have buy, and then you'll most likely just lose again.
Yeah.
And
And
that will make you want to stop playing.
that'll just get you to quit the game. So I'm really glad to see things like Little Squid League, Low Ink, those kinds of things. And it's weird to me when I see mid-level asking for the same stuff because it's like, no, you're at the point where you can start learning things from your losses,
Yeah, it's like
actually.
what? You're going like 3-2 or like 2-2, bro. Suck it up. Time to start grinding.
It's time to just learn. VOD review your losses. I get that it can hurt and not feel great, but like you learn that way. You gotta learn somehow. You don't just magically get better without critical thought, sadly.
Sometimes you just gotta lose.
I mean, you're always gonna learn more from a loss than a win. That is just how that works.
Very true.
Sadly. It would be nice to be able to learn just as much from a win, but not how it goes. So, to change the topic a little bit again, do you have like, if you could play in any like set of weapons, like your weapon plus 3, what would that be right now? I'm just very curious. I love picking people's minds about this.
Like, what's my ideal comp or like what?
Yeah, what's your dream comp? Saying that you can find the players that you want at the level for it, stuff like that. Just needing to find the players for the weapons out of consideration.
It's probably like it's so basic because the meta right now is very over centralized with pencil.
Yeah.
It's like pencil, me on bucket or machine.
Mm-hmm.
One guy on splash, and then the last guy like flexing between like a squeezer and splatter shot. Like it's so simple, but like that's just how it is right now. Maybe some ballpoint on like some random mixture at TC because
Yeah.
ballpoint's my favorite weapon to play with. Like in both games, I love playing with ballpoint.
Ballpoint is super fun to play with because it just covers everything. It does all the jobs.
I love weapons like that. You can in theory play any role that you need to in any part of the game, which is why I loved Machine in S2. That's why I gravitated towards Machine. That's why I still play it now. It's like I can be a backline. I can just sit there and throw fizzy, but I can also just like go fight.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about ballpoint. It's like it can be a backline, but I can also go fight. I love stuff like CDS as well, but it's horrible now.
Yeah. It needed some of the stuff it had in S2. And then
Any of the things.
Any.
None of the things.
And then they gave it Wavebreaker and Chumps, which like I love experimental comps. Like I am a big fan of them. I love seeing what people come up with. I don't think you can cook with those weapons though.
You don't understand how hard I was trying to like be like, "Yo, guys, CDS has Beacon and chumps. Like, I trust me, Beacon with cooler is so good, and it is.
It
But
is.
then
But
he
the chumps
realized, like,
do ruin it.
I have CDS on
Yeah.
my team.
Look, the beacon's incredible. Fantastic. Maybe a different beacon weapon, though. I'm just glad they didn't give Ballpoint Nouveau beacon, because we would never see the end of that thing otherwise.
Ballpoint gets so robbed. I mean, I guess it's like kinda like the first kid is like legit perfect.
Yeah. And the second
Mine's
kit's
back,
pretty
man.
functional.
Like it's not even terrible, but it's like, bro, give me my nostalgia. Where's my Beacon Rain again?
Thank God they didn't give it Beacon Rain. Actually, like, I like a ballpoint meta, but we didn't need double ballpoint meta. And I think if it had Beacon Rain, we'd be seeing 2 of them all the time.
I genuinely, yeah, for sure. Like before, at least before people started playing pencil, I think you would actually see two.
Yeah. Yeah, Pencil does the charger thing of, haha, I eat splatlings for breakfast. Haha.
Yeah, that weapon's overtuned, but all good.
It is. I like when splatlings can be played because I like playing them. So it's always a little annoying to me when it's like, oh, there's a charger back again. Okay, I'll go back in my other weapons.
I don't know if well, you said you're around during like Ghost
Yeah,
era.
yeah, yeah.
Like at some point, like Firefin was like the best weapon in S2 because it like painted so much before Charger got their paint nerf.
Yeah.
And it would just shoot zone. It would just shoot. It would just shoot.
I do remember watching Brian do that on specifically Schellendorf.
And then if you peeked it, then it would kill you.
Yeah.
Besides that, it would just shoot and farm suction rush. And like because I played in that meta, every time I see a Penton, it's like, bro, this is literally the exact same thing I played against like 4 years ago, except it's farming coolers and it's two-shotting me instead of one-shotting me. But like its hitbox is huge, so I'm getting comboed by everything, and I'm just like, I'm losing my mind, bro. It's too broken.
Yeah, I'm also really like, obviously the cooler one's always going to be the preferred one, but I'm interested in seeing what happens with the rain one with the new rain buff. I think it's interesting.
I've played with it, like rain comps. It's definitely. I think the buff is just incentivizing more people to pick it, right? Like it's like this thing got buffed, so choose it more, right? But like I don't think many of the current weapons played right now like benefit from.
They don't like it that much.
Yeah, they don't like the healing. The healing thing doesn't even matter for them. It's just like people are just realizing, oh wait, rain is good,
which it has been for forever.
It's just making people want to choose it because patch note good thing happened, so equals let's play it, right? But it's like it's been good the entire time.
Yeah, definitely. I do always find pencil to be I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I wish it wasn't so overtuned. I'm excited to find a way for it to not be played constantly at some point.
Like I don't hate fighting it as much as like some other thing because like my whole thing since I like became good was like I like team fighting weapons. I like fighting with my teammates, and pencil can do that.
It can. It definitely can.
So like I don't hate it. Like I hate other chargers because like they're very selfish. I hate selfish weapons. But like it's been good for a little too long.
Yeah, it's time for something fresh. It's time for something new. And I will say that Splatoon 3's done way better at that.
Yeah. Outside of the first machine splash meta lasting like 9 months, it could have lasted longer. I wouldn't have had any complaints. Like everything's had its time.
Like, I don't know. Having my first and only time so far commentating for Nintendo be over Triple Crab hurt a little. I'm not gonna lie.
Triple Crab machine.
The machine, like, I don't mind a machine being a pretty constant thing. I mind when I'm commentating over 3 of the same special because it's like, oh, I'm just going to be saying the same thing this entire time, no matter how hard I try not to.
There was like a crab every time too, but like there's probably more time within the game, or at least like a 30-70 split or like 40-60 split of when there was a crab on the screen compared to not
Oh,
hearing
absolutely.
that. Like
Absolutely.
it was so bad.
The people I was playing with at the start of the game, they caught on to double crab within the first, like, I don't know, I want to say like 2 weeks before it was like super everywhere already, and it was like a oh no moment.
That was a problem.
It was. I'm glad that they did it with it, but they managed to tone it back without completely killing crabs. So they learned a lot to me. That's what that showed me. Because I don't like when they completely kill a special to get it out of the meta.
Same, actually. I love when things are like just toned down, but like not just like removed entirely. Except for like not everything, but like if they completely removed Zuka at
That
some
would be
point,
okay.
like made it terrible, like I'm fine with that. Like I'm not mad.
That would in fact be okay with me. It's not Zuka just doesn't add anything fun to the game is the problem. Like it doesn't add any joy to the game.
I don't like using it. I'm just like, yeah, I popped it and I indirected a guy or I shot and they happened to be there on their screen, maybe. And I killed three. But then losing to it is like, bro, like what do I do? Like I'm in a choke, I die to Zuka. If I'm not in the choke, they push. It's like okay.
It's a no win scenario. It's a nobody gets to have fun scenario, which is nonsense.
It's too good. They buffed it so much, I think.
Yeah, they could have left it alone. I'm pretty okay with where most specials are right now. Other than Zuka though, I think like Cooler's obviously strong, but it's strong in the way of like they just expect everyone to run one, so it is what it is.
Like I don't know. Anything that can be picked in multiple anything that's like picked in multiple like special slots that's not like a gimmick of let's do this here because it's probably good.
Yeah.
And it's just like we can do this everywhere and it's really easy to execute and it's probably the best thing. And if it's not the best thing, I probably still win anyway because my strategy is so easy to do. I
Mm-hmm.
hate I hate when that's the case. And I feel like that's what Zuka is like.
It definitely feels like that's what Zuka's like. I'm glad it's not as prevalent as it was, which is a low bar to set because people were just out there running three of them. Um, but I think in regards to most specials, it's pretty okay right now. Like you can make most specials function right now, which is a rare statement. Chumps aside.
I think that's a weapon thing though, more than anything else.
Mm.
Well, I think they're terrible outside of zones anyway. But like even in zones, it's like I don't think I could pick any of these weapons and reasonably be like, yeah, I can't pick something else that's probably just doing this exact thing but better. Because you have like what CDS, the gun's just terrible, and like
Yeah.
Flash like doesn't like that. It's like isn't.
And then the other option is Gold Dynamo, which like unless you're playing Humpback, and even then,
And there's Orange Zap, but there's like 80 other shooters with like strikes, or you can pick the normal Zap.
yeah. You
Anything
could
else?
have a Neo Splash that's right there, actually. The Neo Splash is right there. Why are you picking the orange Zap? There's a funny little Neo Splash right there.
Yeah, it's just not fair. Trump's just no chance yet.
No chance yet. I think there could be a world in which it has chances, but I don't think that world happens unless every weapon gets the third kit. So
Yeah, anything that would be very synergistic with it just doesn't have it by now. Actually, no, I forgot. Bo has it. It's probably like the best chump weapon, but like
but it's Bo.
yeah, it's Bo.
I think Bo, if it like, I think there is a world in which we see a good Bo player someday. Um, I don't think anyone will have fun with it, but I think there is a world in which it could happen.
I think that thing's like one minuscule tiny buff off being insane.
Yeah, I would agree with that because it feels so close to good when you play it. It's just if anything goes wrong and like if any of your teammates mess up in a match in front of you right now, it just falls apart.
Yeah, it's an anchor that can't anchor. Like it
Yeah.
can only kill people from far, but like
And it can paint the square real good.
it does. It does. that's I don't know. I feel like people forget that like the tap shots, like when you're jumping or like if you like paint correctly, it's like
It's a good painting weapon. Like it and reflux, I'll give both of them this. Those things do paint. Reflux is a good turf war weapon. Does anyone think about turf war? No, not really, but it is a good turf war weapon.
playing turf eventually when another tournament comes around and we're forced to play it for 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Turf is something we think about once a year when Nintendo makes us.
Yeah.
I'm glad they still toss tournaments our way though. I think they were trying to wait until after Worlds and then Worlds getting moved probably.
Yeah.
I am guessing there is some scrambling. I have no information, but I would guess.
Will happen eventually. We'll get something eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nintendo wants to support Splatoon enough that I think we'll get more tournaments.
Yeah. I mean, they did like random S2 tournaments at the end of that game's lifespan, 0 patches that
Yeah.
led to nothing. It was just for prizes. Yeah, surely they'll do stuff for this.
Yeah, I will say, they gave me one of the prize chairs for commentating, and I like the chair. It's a good chair.
Same. I had like 3 of them.
Yeah, slightly different situation.
I like the chair.
They're good chairs. I will give Nintendo this. They treat their commentators well.
I might have to retire during like the commentary this.
I mean, I'm sure I'd be happy to commentate with you. It would be fun. The hard part is they don't let you swear on most of them.
Yeah, maybe I don't retire.
IPL really doesn't like it when you swear. Sometimes you can as a treat on Proving Grounds and only get yelled at a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not making it through the commentary this.
Ink TV told us we could swear, but Ink TV went away again.
He'll be back.
Surely. Everyone comes back to Splatoon.
That's true. No one stays away forever.
Actually, I'll give Soren credit. Soren stayed away pretty well.
Yeah, that's true. That guy's not come back at all.
No. Soren thought about coming back, was back for 2 weeks, and went, actually, I'm good.
He played with the air at the start of the game. It was like, yeah, no.
Not the vibe. I respect that. But yeah. Okay, and one last question to wrap this up. Have you had so you've obviously had a lot of great moments in Splatoon. Do you have a favorite moment you've ever had? It doesn't even need to be a win or anything, just a favorite moment with a team.
It was definitely a win. It was,
that tracks.
It was Tassel, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember Tassel.
Yeah, because the whole story leading up to Tassel, I guess, was okay, we were number 1 seed. We were definitely we're still the best in NA. We're a number 1 seed, but then we had Shaq couldn't play.
Oh no.
At the time, but we were already committed to play. So then we started playing with Toon, and Toon's not bad or anything. We won tournaments with Toon.
Toon's not Shaq.
Yeah, but we can never play with Toon and Bercy at the same time. They're both hard support players.
Yeah.
Right. So then the dynamic was so weird,
mm-hmm.
And our comps were so weird as well. And we were having close scrims or close games with people we didn't think we should have close games with, and I felt it definitely ruined the team morale a bit internally.
Mm-hmm.
And then we lost to Starburst in the set, and you know how fucking Twitter is.
Yeah, I do.
Anyone that they quote unquote shouldn't lose to, and I'm just all right. These guys think they're insane for winning. I love Starburst guys, but
yeah,
everyone on Twitter thinks these guys are insane for winning this, and I'm just okay, beg Shaq to play. Can you play? He can play the finals. We made it to playoffs, and I'm just all right, we hyper grind, and then we win this, and it's if we win this, I'm talking so much shit on stream.
Absolutely.
Because it's everyone thinks we're gonna lose this tournament. I think it's the same with it's that and Tassel, and also There's one of the NA Opens that we had a really close set with them,
Mm,
and like it was not even the really close set that made it feel amazing because I think I played like legit like some of the worst Splatoon of my life that set. It was like every time I see a Twitter poll doubting my team, so I was like the Twitter poll was like it wasn't in our favor or wasn't in our favor enough, and I'm just like, all right, time to prove everyone wrong.
absolutely.
And
Yeah,
those wins feel like the best, I think.
that makes a ton of sense. I will say it's weird to see FT win back without Shaq. That it's weird to see the name without Shaq there for me.
Yeah, same for me, honestly. It's like I don't know. He's like a every time I describe this as someone, it sounds so wrong, but it just works. Like I feel like you can never have too many of the same type of player on the team, right?
Mhm.
So like first he's just like the chill guy. He's just there. He
Yeah.
just like plays. He's like he's very monotone stuff like in like practice.
Hmm.
And, like he's there. And like Biscuit is kind of also like the same. He just goes and like kills like 8,000 people per game. But like me and Bercy are both like ultra tilted in scrims. Right?
Mm.
Like we're very competitive for ultra tilters. Like I'm like the loud, like ultra competitive. I'll tilt in scrims. I won't tilt in
I did used to watch
tournaments.
FT win VODs with them fully muted. Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to. And then like other than that, Shaq was like the team punching bag. Like any negative emotions we had, we could just let them out on him, and then we wouldn't be upset. And like he somehow was able to function as a player and a person, no matter what we said in scrims. And I was like, and sometimes I like watch back at some of the scrims I have recorded. I'm just like, I know how this guy doesn't just like quit the game. Some of the
Shaq's
stuff I
mental
play.
was just built different.
Yeah, it's and like I think you kind of need that. Like you don't need a team punching bag, but like you need like a vibes guy. You
Yeah,
need a
you
guy that
need
can
somebody
keep
who
the
can
morale
just
up no matter
chill.
what. Yeah, somebody that's like no matter what happens, he's just like not like ultra depressed.
Yeah.
Like he was that guy.
Somebody that can help drag other people out of it too can make such a huge difference.
Yeah, and I feel like now that he's not doing that or he's not there, like like I kind of have to start or I started trying to do that in like
It's not
times that
easy.
I play. And it's very it is very mentally taxing to like try to be uh not even just like happy, upbeat, but try to not be upset when I know I'm very much upset.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for coming on today. This has been such a great conversation. Obviously, you're welcome to plug any of your socials, and it's been great talking to you.
It's been great. I love that was very fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Um, KyochaNDxD on like everything, like legit everything, except for what I think YouTube is just KyoChan. I might be trolling. I don't know. I barely post on there anyway.
I'll make sure it gets posted in the
Eventually,
description. Thank you so much. Hopefully, these will continue happening on a regular basis.
I saw the first one. I was like, this is great. More people should do this. I want to be next.